This is my favorite type of ripple formation. When braided stream formations flow fast enough, they can produce ripples in their stream beds. Here we see lobes of sheet water flow pulsating downhill. This was after a very strong rain. When a fast-moving stream has lots of energy, some of that energy goes into making a sequence of sinusoidal standing waves. They dig troughs and make the ripple pattern that will later be found on the riverbed. These standing waves can form at 2 inches, 1 foot, a few feet, or several hundred feet in wavelength. Here in Canada, next to the Hudson Bay, this ripple formation can be found all over the landscape, accompanied by streamlined mounds, which also have fluvial origins. And they are also next to accretion ridges, which are made by river deposition. The highlighted region shows the most dense area of these ripple formations. So you're probably thinking, because it's in Canada, they have something to do with ice sheets and probably fast ice sheet melting and outburst flooding events. But when we continue to study these features, we find them extremely prominent near equatorial regions, even in Africa, especially in Somalia. Because these ripples are correlated with being in river troughs and riverbeds, that proves that they are made by water and not by wind, because wind cannot make ripple patterns that curve. These are absolutely made by water currents. First, the water had to remove the rock to make the path, and then ripples on top of that afterwards. We can see how ripples tend to take up the bottom of the valley and spread out. That's exactly why these have these odd ripple shapes that expand from their riverbeds. And they absolutely dominate the landscapes. You can also find them in Australia as well. These hillsides must have been flooded and had sheet water flow coming off of them to make such large ripples. And here they're right next to a 5.5 mile wide river valley that was once filled up with water from bank to bank. 1,000-foot ripple wavelengths can be found in Argentina in South America. And also in Colombia, there's examples of this directly related to ravines that they flow into. And they're also correlated with mound formations. In Mexico, you can also find these ripples very commonly. It's very easy to find these features in the Central Valley of Mexico. And you can also find them on the coast, on the mesas, with extreme canyon terrain. These ripples are correlated with the canyons, and they are found on top of the mesas and on top of the banks above the canyons. Here we can see how the ripples are in the central path, and that they formed only after the water coalesced to that narrow path. But before that, the river was bank to bank which is why the canyon is shaped the way it is. The previous water shaped these canyons, and what was left became the mesas. That's why mesas are streamlined, and you can find streamlined mesas all around the world. These are truly scablands. And that's also why they're covered in